one thing that I really noticed in today's address was that he said, we've learned a lot over the last 2 weeks. And he said that over and over. He said it at least 5 times. He said, we've learned a lot the last 2 weeks. And I think these last 2 weeks have provided a lot. Like, you know, I think that he has learned a lot over the last 2 weeks, because when he first came out, there was a lot of messaging out. He wanted to, I think he was trying to keep the market from crashing. I think he realized there's nothing he could say that could keep it from crashing. Absolutely nothing. There's no chance that anything that he says is going to make it work. So he had to kind of like really like his message. And I feel like these things have been going on behind the scenes. I mean, they've been on top of this since the beginning. With as much information that they could receive, they've been responded. But I feel like the messaging from him has kind of changed. And I feel like it's because he is learning. I mean, the guy, you know what I mean? This is his first political position ever, is the presidency, you know? So anyway, that's my kind of bit on there, but.
It's a good segue, because I was going to mention the fact that there's a lot of news. Okay, first of all, news has been 95% negative toward Trump from the beginning. We know this. But there's been a lot of things that are happening that are underreported, that are underpinning the president's actions, the president's work. First, we just heard that Johnson has asked for witnesses in the Burisma case. First time that they're finally going to subpoena witnesses in the Burisma case, going after the corruption in the Ukraine, and finally getting to the bottom of actual corruption. That happened this week. We know that the Supreme Court just gave Trump the right to keep Mexicans and other individuals in Mexico, which is a huge win for him in SCOTUS. We have also learned Bill Barr went to Italy and got information and came back with it and indicted 8 members of the previous administration related to the Pfizer abuse, related to other things that went on in the election. We also have learned now it looks like Julian Assange has been extradited or will be extradited to the United States. If that's the case, he's bringing a lot of information with him. That's huge news that has been underreported. So with all of this happening around, they had to do something. The left, the globalists, the media had to do something to take the momentum away from Trump. He was winning the media war. He was winning the truth war. He was winning the economy war. He was winning the war, period. And I think they had to take it away from him. This collective effort is not new, but it has certainly got the teeth now of a pandemic. They wanted this to become a global issue. Notice how it was all announced. The World Health Organization announced that a pandemic. It was all announced in these phases, but specifically in an order to drive Trump to make this national emergency. He had to make this declaration because he was losing the media war on this issue. And this is the only one. Yeah, they're going to drive this economy. It's all about the economy.
Can't hide. Well, they can't hide their excitement either. You see that?
No.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. They can't hide it. They can't.
I'm COVID ready. I'm COVID ready. I've got HRC on board with me. She's ready to receive my input.
Wait till she comes out with a presser response. Wait till she comes in.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Look what's going to happen. I'm going to make a prediction. A brokered convention is coming, which means all the super delegates are going to get together in a room and say, hey, Biden's a moron and Bernie's not going to get it. Somebody else has to get it. Now, this will be the huge test of everything I've been saying since March of 2017. It was announced that Hillary Clinton got a plea deal in March of 2017. They quickly denied it, and no more news was ever mentioned about it. Gone. But if she did receive this plea deal, she cannot enter public service. She recently took a job in Ireland, and now Ireland has closed the country. See how Ireland did. She took a job in Ireland as the chancellor of the Queen's College.
Yep.
Okay. For 5 years. Okay, 5 years. Well, guess who's in office for 4 years? Trump. He's going to be in office for 4 more years. We know this. But if she didn't take this deal, then she can run for president. If she took this deal, she can't run for president. She's out. If she's out, we'll know by the time this convention happens, because they want to bring her in through a brokered convention and give her another attack on Trump with more illegal voters than ever before, thanks to California, Georgia, Washington.
So they got a debate coming up. Is that tonight? No.
Yeah, no, it's coming Tuesday, isn't it? Next Tuesday?
I'm not sure.
I don't care. I don't
know what it is, Toby?
Okay.
But it's finally one-on-one. All right. And the good thing about it, the great thing about it is there's going to be no audience.
No.
I think
Isn't that great?
Oh. No, it's going to be fantastic. Toby, how do you think Joe Biden's going to do in a 2-hour debate one-on-one with no audience?
Boy, that's gonna be a completely different story. He can't even keep anything straight. He starts talking about one thing and then he goes
he's gonna be talking about his hairy legs and how the coronavirus reminds him of the blonde hairs that stand straight up, and the cockroaches are crawling on him. And
here's another thing. Here's another thing. He's going to cuss out another construction guy.
Yeah, he's gonna cuss out the moderator. He's going to say he's a piece of, and
you're a piece of crap.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
you want to take it outside? I'll do push-ups.
Yeah. I just think Biden, especially in this debate, has nowhere to go but down.
Yeah.
Bernie, I don't think, his down point is only when the media actually questions him on the things that everybody knows is true. And that's that he loves communism, he loves socialism, and he loves the way that these socialist and communist dictatorships.
This is going to be a softball game. Come on. It's going to be a softball game.
So now,
nobody cares. It's already done.
Right. Well, the whole thing is that, most of it is going to be coronavirus. It's going to be, how are you different than Trump? And I feel like the whole thing is just going to be criticizing Trump.
And that's when it comes back to my point of view on the way that I feel that Trump did a good move today on that, because means Bernie, Hillary Hag, Michelle Obama, or Mr. Mrs. Obama, or Michelle is Michael Obama actually. Anyways, on a different note.
Disclaimer: I did not say that.
Yeah. Anyways,
thank you, Facebook.
Yep, exactly. She they're all gonna try to push and shove, saying, "Look what Trump, he didn't do this, and then Trump, and then
he didn't declare a national emergency."
Yeah, no,
they're not going to be able to say that. At least
at the debates when it's the primary Dem versus Trump, then he's going to say, "I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this." When they come try throwing stuff in his face, saying, "No, it's on real news, not on fake news."
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, just real quick, was the oil reserves. Okay,
gas has gone down.
So Trump. Okay, two things I didn't mention from Trump that he had said. He said he's going to waive all student loans temporarily until they get this thing under control. The second thing that kind of just jumped into my mind was we're gonna purchase large quantities of oil for strategic stockpile, and that is while there is this kind of competition going on between Saudi Arabia and Russia, where basically they're competing over buyers. You know what I mean? The oil market. So basically they're lowering. That's why gas is so cheap right now, is because prices are getting lowered so much. Trump sees an opportunity in this that we can buy a bunch of this stuff so that we can stock our reserves. You know what I mean? So that if anything, say this spikes back up, because it can go in the opposite direction too. They can gouge the prices too. So this can go from a complete one side to the other. Remember, it's a competition between these two countries.
Look, I just saw on Amazon, okay, related to pricing and what you're saying, you're exactly right. I literally saw this on Amazon, 2 different places. A pack of toilet paper, 8 rolls, is selling for $75. A box of what they had, a box of 10 rolls in one case, and I'm not making this up, you can find it on Amazon, $400 for 10 rolls of toilet paper. That's $40 a roll. So the picture that I posted on Facebook of the, you buy a roll of toilet paper, you get a free diamond ring, is not far from the truth anymore. Price gouging is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Are you coughing on me? Am I? Oh
yes, he's coughing on us. Cover the mic.
Get him. Here, cough into the microphone.
I'm still voting Trump.
Cough into the camera. Please. She's ready to look. She's ready to receive. Just cough right into right there.
Oh my goodness! I think the reason that kind of the oil prices kind of popped into my head, and Trump saying that in the speech today was that if you look at the leftist agenda and what they want for this country, let's just say that they get what they want. We're that much in debt, and then this hits. Something like this hits. All right. Where is this money coming from? How much are we going to go in debt over this? Even more. What is it going to be like for the hospitals now that people are like, oh, I got free healthcare? I'm just going to go. And I just got a little cough. I'm going to go because it's free anyway. What are the hospitals going to look like then? What are they going to look like then?
Well, here's the thing. There's going to be massive lines of people waiting because the government healthcare and this whole thing is literally government's going to tell you what you can and cannot do with and when you can go.
They're going to be overrun it will be multiplied times 30. The amount of people that will go to these hospitals, that it will be outside. There will be fights, panic, riots. I'm talking if everybody has this health insurance. Now, when you compare, they always want to compare us to much smaller countries. All right, they want to compare to Canada. Canada's got 37 million people in it. Okay, and they even don't like their health insurance. All right, yeah. So they want to compare us to the Netherlands and Finland and these countries over there in Europe. These countries have a tiny fraction of what our population is. All right. So you want to talk about like Italy. Look at Italy. There's a good example right there. They have a version of Medicare for all. Look at their hospitals right now. Look at that. How much of a percentage of those people in those hospitals do you think actually are in trouble? Like serious trouble? What percentage? What, maybe 15%? If that of the people are at the hospitals right now in Italy overrun, they're causing more harm because these people are going to the hospitals to people who actually need help for other things than they are, people who are actually affected right now by COVID-19.
Let's put it into perspective. Between October of 2019 and March 2020, which is exactly when we first heard of this virus in October, November, is when it really began to come out. And of course, we saw it explode. Now listen to this. 36 million flew to 51 million people. 36 to 51 million people affected by the flu that period of time alone in this country. 17 million to 24 million medical visits, 370,000 to 670,000 flu hospitalizations. And the reason it's so broad is because there's so many other factors involved that they're just saying, okay, this is related to flu or directly flu. Yeah. 22,000 to 55,000 deaths because of the flu this year in that period alone. So far, 29 deaths in the United States from coronavirus.